All right, I gotta pause that. All right. We are live. All right, welcome everyone to Beyond the Grave Radio with Haunted Salem. Tonight we have a full house, going to be a great show. We are discussing all about M.A.R.S. M.A.R.S stands for Maine Afterlife Research Society. And before we get everyone to tell us about themselves, we have tonight Toby Hartford, Tony London, they are the co-founders, and we have Dan Scott and Casey Scott, they are the team members. And as well, there is Tim Mouchard, Phil York, and Bill Peters, who will not be here tonight, but we wanted to give them a shout out. So welcome everyone, and thank you for being on.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, very welcome. All right, Toby, why don't you start us off and tell us a little bit about yourself and how M.A.R.S came about?
Well, I was born and raised in Maine, always interested in the unknown. Read a lot of books on ghosts and Bigfoot and Loch Ness Monster and all that stuff always intrigued me.
Yeah.
I went to school for law enforcement, which I didn't end up getting a degree, but that part of it had a lot to do with investigative type things that I think I bring to the team. When my brother had a group that he had started out of Waterville, Maine, called Eastern Souls Paranormal, and so I joined up with his group, and we were doing that together for a while, and it was just a little bit too far away to keep going up there, and Tony and I had wanted to try to start something ourselves, so we started M.A.R.S, which Tony came up with the name of it,
Nice.
Maine Afterlife Research Society. Since then, we've added, it was Tony, myself, and another lady that's no longer with the group, and then Dan and Casey joined up, and Tim and Phil. And then we just recently added Bill on to do filming for us. So he's running the cameras and stuff like that.
Awesome. Awesome. Tony, being co-founders as well, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm technically from Maine also. I've been here for over 20 years, so I'm a Mainer. I also have been a lifelong learner and really just love all things paranormal. I went to college for anthropology, and that's what I got my bachelor's degree in.
Awesome.
So I took a lot of theology classes and ancient Greek classes and Egyptian classes, so I really have a broad range of interests from, Wiccan origins to just, obviously archaeology and anthropology and evolution and all that. So
That's a great field, though.
Yeah, that's kind of what I bring to the group is like research and more occult knowledge, things like that.
Great. How long has M.A.R.S been going on for?
We started in October 2015.
Oh, okay.
So it's been less than a year, and we've got like over 2,300 likes on Facebook. We're very active on our page. Tony does the majority of the day-to-day stuff on our page. We have a lot of people that follow us, and a lot of people will contact us on the page if they need help with anything paranormal and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'd love to promote it on my site, so I'll definitely take a look at that on Facebook. Right. All right, Dan and Casey. Dan, I hear you like to debunk everything before you label it paranormal.
Yeah. Well,
that's what they tell me.
Yeah, I like to be as authentic as I possibly can. When I joined Toby's group and realized that we're going to be doing some videos and posting these things online so people can view it for their entertainment and for the whole research portion of ours, I figured, okay, let's be a little authentic here. I'm not trying to, everything is not true or real, but I'd like to find an explanation whether it is paranormal or not. So I try to do the best I can to figure out some kind of solution to what we're seeing. For an example, the last investigation we did at the Admiral Perry Inn, we were all very excited about a possible find that we did. Everyone heard it. We were in the Admiral quarters.
Okay.
Me, Casey, Flip, and Tim, and Bill was filming at the time. And I mean, we got it on camera and everything. We were reviewing the voice recorders. We heard a voice that said something similar to, I think it was "Come with me" or something similar to that.
Like a hum.
Like a hum, yeah. Like, well, because Toby's heard hums. Toby's heard hums in there before.
Let me stop you right there for a second. Do we have YouTube on? Someone have live watch on?
No, I don't. Let me look.
No, you guys don't either. Okay, okay. Go ahead. Sorry, I just hear the echo, and I don't know where the echo is coming from.
Oh, well, so hearing this hum, we all got pretty excited. We started looking into it and everything. But once we were all done, we were kind of in the other room. Bill had actually said that he was pushing the pause button on the recorder that night, and when I heard the pause button pushed, the camera made a sound. And I'm like, boy, that sounds awfully familiar. So I reviewed it back and forth, and it was the camera that made the sound. But you know, to be authentic like that is very, very good for us to show that, you know, we're not trying to fake nothing.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You should always go into an investigation and try and debunk before you label something.
And we do. I mean, also if we go through the initial investigation, some of the equipment that we use, we kind of just go from room to room and see if certain equipment on to be.
Nice. Okay, and Casey, I hear you do a lot of research along with Toby and Tony. You like to be the case manager as well?
Yeah, I just kind of do most of my research online and through written testimonies, things like that. I want to look into using like the historical societies as a resource and the libraries.
Oh, absolutely.
Town hall, stuff like that. But yeah, basically that's mainly where I get most of my information. It's pretty much online.
Yeah, I do that too.
Yeah.
I go into like deeds of places and all the historics about the locations. And
Yeah.
You know, it's funny though, is because a lot of times, you know, like you said, we'll check stuff out online and stuff. And we went to the Admiral Perry Inn. I had requested Donna, who's the owner, to have us come by and check the place out. And I had seen a lot about it online, about it being haunted, and supposedly by a 7 or 8-year-old girl. And we get there, and she's like, "I don't know where that came from. I've never heard that before." So you can always believe what you read online,
Right.
either, you know.
yeah,
You
yeah.
have to deep into it.
Yeah, really deep. The internet is a very funky source, especially when you're trying to find the truth on it. But generally, yeah, it does really well when you're looking up certain things.
Oh, absolutely. All right. So for the members that aren't here, Tim Mushad, I guess he has a lot of energy that he brings to the team.
Yeah, Tim's very energetic. You know, he's always, you know, running around back and forth, and he brings a lot. You know, we do a lot of videos, and so with his personality on there, and somebody that's, you know, really hyper and ready to go, and it's good for the viewers. I think the viewers like that sort of
Oh
thing.
God, yeah.
He's
It
always,
gets me going.
you know,
Oh
he-
yeah,
he,
you need that.
we were just talking about today. He was telling me that, you know, he really loves spending a lot of time going through the EVPs. It gets him really excited. You know, he'll listen for hours on those EVPs and everything. And I mean, he was over last night showing me all of them that he'd caught, and he's got them all written out, every single one, where it was at, and you know, we uploaded on the computer last night, everything. So yeah, he's really right into all of that for sure. Yeah, he brings a lot to the table.
Now we also have Phil York. I guess he's the technology man of the group.
Yeah, Phil tends to bring a lot of new equipment into the group, and you know, for us to try, and he's always trying to find something different to try, and he watches, you know, a lot of the ghost hunting, all the different ghost hunting shows. So he's always like, "Oh well, let's try this, let's do this, or let's do that," and you know, he'll bring in new equipment, and you know, he's right into it. He enjoys doing it, and he's another one that's, it's always, you know, right there first thing, trying to debunk anything that goes on.
Yep.
He's always like, geez, I don't know about that, so.
Sounds like I need someone like that on my team. I love the energy, and what kind of equipment do you guys use?
We've got the a PSP 7 spirit box that we use a lot.
Nice.
We've got a thermal imaging camera set up for the iPhones. I don't know if you've seen that before, but
For
that's
the iPhones.
yeah, it's a economical way to get a FLIR camera. Basically, it's made by FLIR, and like a regular FLIR camera goes for about $1,400, and you can get the one for the iPhone for around $250 to $350, depending on which model
Oh, there you
iPhone you
go.
have. And you can record video with it and everything. That's
Works amazing.
been a new tool that we've used the last few months. What's that, Dan?
I say it works amazingly, honestly.
Right. We've got a MEL meter, a K2 meter.
Tim just got me.
Tim just got an Ovilus, which we haven't had a chance to really use yet. An Ovilus 3, which the Ovilus 3 is it's got a word dictionary inside of it, and the theory is that spirits can manipulate to pull those words out of it, and they'll come out kind of sound like a robot. And they'll say
Yeah.
different words like ladder or stairs, or and a lot of times those have been useful in describing places and things that are going on around you.
I know what you're talking about because I just brought someone into my team that started using that as well, and she's giving me new ideas and new ways to communicate. Even the spirit boxes, like that's all new to me. Like I'm just learning all that myself. All right. Well. Last we have Bill Peters. Now I said he was new, but he's the cameraman of the crew.
Yeah, since we started up doing, I mean, we've been doing videos all along, but it's just been stuff for Facebook and everything. But we have to do more professional video work, and it's got to be 1080 HD, and it's got to have closed captioning and all that type of stuff on it. But we brought Bill in from the outside. He's actually Tony's ex-stepfather.
Oh, okay.
And he's been doing filming and his own videos and stuff for years and years, and he's got his own YouTube shows. He's got one called The Slice, another one called Ancient Aliens, another one is it's a conspiracy one, but I don't remember what that one is. But so he's been doing it for a long time, and he's got a lot of good knowledge in stuff. So
That's
we're
great.
excited for him to join on with us.
Now, do you guys like to what am I thinking of? Triggers. Bring in triggers to your investigations.
I have brought in trigger objects before. Like we did the Mill Agent's house in Vassalboro, Maine, which was featured on A&E's My Ghost Story.
Mm-hmm.
I had brought there's apartment 1 in that building that there's a lot of kids supposedly people hear and see kids playing. When we first got there, actually I heard and a couple other people heard sound like kids running upstairs. It was pretty crazy. But I brought an old iron rocking horse. That was maybe this big, but
Okay.
something kind of a toy type stuff. So it's a trigger object. Hoping the kids would move it. And we kept the camera on it all night, but it didn't move, unfortunately. But yeah, we have tried bringing a few things in like that.
I have done a couple of tarot card readings on a couple of our investigations.
Okay.
And at the beginning of our investigations, which actually kind of goes along with what we use for equipment. Actually, I actually would put that in the same category as more like an ancient type of technology, rather than a K2 or the FLIR camera or anything like that. It's still a way to communicate,
Sure.
without electricity.
Absolutely.
And we actually were using a dowsing rods the last investigation, and that we actually had an effect on that, so that was pretty.
That's great.
And another real quick thing that I just purchased on the lawn sale, the 1937 radio.
Oh, this thing is awesome.
This thing.
I love that thing.
So I rebuilt it.
Oh, wow.
And I made it it's going to be a spirit box. So we haven't used it yet on investigation, but it's a 1937 radio, and that's kind of like a trigger object. I was thinking being an old radio, and maybe we'd get more action out of a spirit box that way. And
I can't use that.
so that's going to be fun, I think. So.
Oh, yeah. Excuse me. Absolutely. Now, does anybody on your team, do they have abilities?
Um, I I've just recently had a few things happen to me the last couple of years, and uh, just some strange stuff where I know when I walk into a place I'll have like I can feel a lot of what's going on in the place. And I
Okay.
mean I'm not saying that I'm definitely an empath or I've got all this extra knowledge because I don't really know because I'm still learning a lot of it and
But
still
you
trying
can
to figure it
tell
out.
that you can sense things and
Right,
feel
yeah, I
things.
can sense things. I can feel a lot of things. My brother that I was talking about before, he's my twin brother, and we actually have been working on being able to read people's auras, and we were like 8 for 8 on reading auras with without us communicating. We could both see people's auras, so that was pretty neat.
Yeah.
And then recently, I had an individual that had passed on had come to me in a dream, and it was somebody that I wasn't close with. I didn't really even know very well at all, but I was able to communicate with his family about some things he had said, and everything that I had told them was stuff that that he would have said. So that was
Wow.
kind of neat. That was kind of like validation. And actually, this last place, and I didn't even tell you this. I told Dan, I think, but I forgot to tell you. Um, a woman up in Augusta had contacted us about some issues that were going on in her home. I stopped by there, or before I stopped by there, she sent me a video of the interior of the place. And in my head, I keep hearing the name George, George, George. So I asked her, who was the previous owner? And she couldn't remember who the previous owner was. She said, but it's on the outside of the building. And then she texted me the next morning and said, oh, the name of the building it is a George. It's George Forster. So that was pretty neat, too, that I was
So you're
hearing the name.
getting that validation.
Right.
You may not be aware that you have so many abilities, but for you to have that, you need to
Well,
be more, getting tuned to it.
and something even today that I kind of in the back of my head I'm thinking I was told to do this, but I'm driving down the road and I was thinking my 18-year-old son changed his tire the other day, and for
Hmm.
some reason I'm driving home tonight and he was talking about he's going to go over to his mother's house. I said I better check that tire out. So I went out and checked the tire, and one of the lug nuts was almost off and the other three were really loose. So I you know what I mean, like I don't know if that's paranormal or if that was something coming through to me telling me that, but it's just strange that I had known enough to go out and double check that tire because it was I actually was thinking in my head like him crashing or something because of that tire. So that's kind of weird, I thought, but
Now,
um,
that's
yeah,
amazing. That is, and you got to admit.
yeah. Like
Um,
I said, it's all new to me, so I'm trying to like not, I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to say that I'm
yeah. No, I
psychic or
understand.
anything else, but there's a lot of things that's happened to me lately that I can't really explain.
Absolutely. Tony, you said you do tarot cards. So, do you have any abilities you want to share, or is it
Um, I don't
do
think I
you
really
sense
have
things?
any abilities per se. I think maybe my ability is more to read people and bring things out of people. Um,
Yeah.
I guess an example is when we went to a private home in New Hampshire. I did a tarot reading on a married couple, and I really hit on a bunch of things for them, that I didn't really know. And
Hmm.
so they really both were like, wow, wow, that really hits home for us, you
Mm.
know, all these all these things that I was saying, and a lot of it for me too is, um, when I do things like that, it's to make people feel better.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's nice to to bring closure to a home or a family is what one of our um, whole reasons for doing this is. Really, we don't get paid for doing any of
No.
this, and
Yeah. No, I don't do that
we
either.
we do it for the enjoyment of it, and
It's a
you know
hobby.
and to help people,
Yeah.
and to see that validation with people, and to make people actually aware also of the paranormal community is
Yeah. It's
important
what
to
it's
us
all
as
about.
well. Hmm.
And I do the same thing. I don't charge for any investigations, and I'm there to help anybody, um,
Right.
who needs the help.
Hmm.
But I think that's great. I think you may have some that you may not be aware of as well. I know I don't. I go into my investigations and I have to use things like I use the pendulum a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I
Right.
never dealt with dowsing rods before, but like I have to use like certain other things to like get my answers versus I don't have the abilities my team does. So it's easier for them to walk in and know what's going on, and I'm always left in
Mhm.
the dark. You know what I mean? And I'm always like, oh, if I had that ability, I would definitely help, but I don't. I have to be more in tune to it. Dan and Casey, what about you guys? You guys have anything you want to share?
Well, being in tune, I'm still kind of working on that.
Yeah,
I confused my feelings a lot, but just like anybody else, when you walk into a room and you have that sort of feeling that everybody knows, especially if you're not even thinking about a paranormal something, you just kind of walk into a room, you're like, boy, this is kind of eerie, you know?
yeah. You get that
So,
feeling.
yeah, you get that feeling, and I get that feeling, but to be in tune with it is something I'm still working on. Like, I can't go into a room and be like, died here or something. I get a
Yeah.
really heavy feeling in my chest most of the time. I know something that's, you know, I don't know if it's fear. I don't know if it's because with my emotions. But I know that there's something that happens when I'm doing this with the group, and I'm still new to this stuff. You know,
Oh yeah.
I've dabbled in paranormal not a lot before I joined Toby's group. I've always been interested in it, so it's always been something like I love watching the videos, I love watching people's reactions, or when you're a kid, you always hear about the rumors that in town, oh, this place is haunted, so you want to sneak
Right.
in and see what's going on. And interest. So um, when Toby and I talked about this, I was wicked intrigued that he was doing this. I've known Toby for how long was it, 9 years now?
I don't know how long you've been with the company.
9 years. I
For
think
that long.
9 years. Not once did I ever think Toby was ever interested in any of this stuff until I got a slight word about it, and I was immediately intrigued. So I opened up to him, which opened him up to me, and we openly talk about it left and right when he was with the other group there until, finally he started this group and invited me to go along with it, and I was nervous.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure how I was going to react in certain scenarios going into a place that's really spooky, like doing stuff that people see on TV right now.
He doesn't
Oh
like
yeah.
scary
Yeah.
movies.
Oh no, I won't do scary movies. I'm a wimp when it comes to scary movies.
Oh, I
Make me
love
watch
horror.
that stuff. Oh, I hate things that jump me. But
Oh
I
it
yeah.
don't
was
I don't watch
I
much horror
felt
movies
really
myself.
accomplished with myself when I was doing certain things. Like we just not too long ago we did an old cinema in Augusta. I'm telling you what, when you walk into the cinema, the first thing you think of is some kind of horror movie
Really.
because it was old, it was crazy looking, it was so intriguing to see all this 1940s or even older. How old was that place, Toby?
Oh, yeah.
1913.
Yeah, 1913. Oh my God, the pictures alone would make you kind of cringe. Like, wow, that's so cool.
Yeah.
But
I
going
bet.
through it and going in through the dark and asking questions, I felt so accomplished that I was actually do something like that and not let my nerves take over my emotions. I was really into
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
I'm used to going into like it'd be different from going into these places alone versus when you have your team. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because like
No,
I don't
yeah.
know if you guys are aware of Denver State Hospital, but Denver
No.
State Hospital is an abandoned hospital, has all underground tunnels, and I used to go in there alone, like 3 o'clock in the morning, and just like go in the tunnels and like I don't know. I'm a wicked horror freak, so to me, like I don't know, it's really weird.
That's an adrenaline rush right
It's an
there.
adrenaline rush, you know, and you come out and you're like, I can't believe I just did that. You're
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean?
Constantly looking
Right.
behind your back.
Yeah, the mind plays tricks on you when you're alone, you know.
Absolutely.
Um, Casey, anything with you? Do you have anything you want to share?
Um, I guess I kind of think of myself as like a sensitive. I can
Nice.
really sense things. I always have since I was a child. It was in tune growing up. Since I've become an older adult, it's very sporadic.
Hmm.
Um, I shut it out. I don't know if that's possible. growing up because I was always frightened by it. I was always told, you know, that it's not real.
I see what you're saying.
So yeah, like I've seen a lot of spirits. I've had a lot of encounters. Um,
She actually freaked me out once when we were first dating.
Okay.
Yeah, she did. She came into my house, and eventually, months down the road, she said, "You know, there's a man in your home and a lady in your home, and the lady usually is in the bathroom, where the old man's in the living room. I think it was." Me out right now.
Hey,
Oh,
that's abilities, you know. She can see them, she can sense them. I mean, usually when you're a kid, you lose it around 12 to 14 years of age. It's either going to stay with you for the rest of your life or you're going to lose that ability. And some people are able to shut it off like a light switch. Some people aren't. So some people are like, oh, I wish it just stopped. And some people try to shut it out. But I mean, I wish I had those abilities because I would definitely help cross them over. You know, help, you know, you must do a lot of that, Casey, maybe in investigations. Do you help them cross into the light and stuff, knowing that they're there?
we haven't really run into situations like that, but I've definitely, you know, would be willing to
That's
do
one of our goals. It's on our bucket list. We
Yeah.
haven't done that yet, but
Yeah.
we are looking forward to being able to do that sometime soon.
And
Boy,
a
wouldn't
lot
that
of the
be
places we
amazing?
go to is people really, enjoy having it there anyway. So
Yeah.
they don't,
Yeah.
That's true.
If it doesn't
hopefully
bother
let
them,
it
they
in.
don't they
Right.
don't mind.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Very interesting.
So
Now,
yeah, basically it's just, you know, I can walk into a place and sense that there's something there. Sometimes, you know, not necessarily see like you and I, but just kind of see like almost in my mind's eye, you know, who it would be or what they're like, or even just a feeling like if they're angry or sad or
mhm.
you know that type of stuff. But yeah, basically, it's kind of what I bring to the group.
Now, Toby, were you guys out of, I know you guys are out of Maine, but I mean, do you do the whole Northeastern here, or what are you guys locations?
Yeah, we would probably do most anywhere in the Northeast, really. I mean, we've done mostly Maine and a couple in New Hampshire. We have some stuff set up, soon that there's a place over in western New Hampshire. It's almost in Vermont for the what was that woman's name? Madame Cherie's Castle. I don't know if you've heard
Oh,
of
no
that.
way!
Yes.
Yes, that's in New
Have you been
Hampshire.
up, have you been out there?
No, but I post about it all the time, and I
Yeah,
wanna. It's so close
on
to
the
me.
Vermont border, really. So it's a little ways away, and we want to do. When I first started talking to you, is I had posted on that page was I was looking to do. I want to do something down in the Salem, Massachusetts area,
Yeah,
or anywhere really in Massachusetts. We don't mind, Anyway, there's a tunnel, I guess, out in the Western Mass that we were looking at doing maybe too, and I can't remember the
nice.
name of it. It's a railroad tunnel or something that we wanted to go do. And we also want to do the Lizzie Borden house at some point. We want to try to get in
Yeah,
down there. Um,
I love
so
Leslie.
we're open to most anything. We've even been talking about doing going out to Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, and stuff like that. So
Nice.
we want to travel some if we can, but it doesn't always mean we can. So with kids and the money aspect of it and time off and
Yeah.
stuff. But yeah, no, we can do pretty much anywhere in the Northeast really. So.
Now, do you do a lot of residentials, or do you do a lot of places where you have to get permission to go?
Um, we've done a few residentials, but a lot of it has been us contacting places. I'll send out messages on Facebook
Yep.
to maybe 10 places, and I might hear back from 2 of them saying, "Yeah, we'd love for you to come out." And a lot of it is places I've heard is haunted or just looks, for my job, I'm actually on the road. I drive for about 12 to 1400 miles a week, and I see all these cool old places. So then I'll try to send them a message and say, hey, would you mind us coming out there and checking your place out and that sort of thing. But yeah, we've done a lot of just big buildings and stuff like that. That's why I had if it was just Tony and I probably would have just stuck to residential stuff, but I really want to
Yeah.
do bigger locations, and that's why we incorporated the other 4 members into the group, was so that we could do large locations and have a more an area to cover.
Yeah, absolutely. I do a lot of residentials right now, but Salem has I don't know, about like 30 haunted locations. I mean, you can just
Yeah.
go anywhere. You know what I
Right.
mean?
We took a ghost tour down there when we were down there, and it was haunted stuff that I had never even heard of, and they were talking about different things. So that was pretty cool. So
Yeah,
we definitely want to get down there sometime, and
yeah.
it'd be cool. Even if we just did a residential house in Salem, Massachusetts, just just so that we can be in Salem, Massachusetts, would be cool.
Oh, I got one for you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Good friend of mine, too. I collected over 300 EVPs in this guy's house. People have been choked in the attic, pushed by the chest. We even caught um, the girl. He dug up the pool, and under the pool was a gravestone, and the gravestone is from 1843.
Huh.
And
Wow.
he has actually a grave under his pool, so we caught her there. But yeah, you want to go to a haunted location in Salem? I got you.
Yeah. Sign us up.
Yes,
I'll
let's go.
definitely do that.
I'm excited already.
Definitely do that. Now, does any location you've done stand out from the rest?
Um, we've had a couple really good ones. In doing these videos that we've done and everything it's forced me and everyone else to really go through the evidence a lot. Um, but really, the Admiral Perry Inn, that's in Freiburg, Maine. Admiral Perry was the guy that had gone to the North Pole first, back in I think it was 1909 or something actually. Uh, but so he surveyed a lot of the town of Freiburg. So
Okay.
they have a monument up there for him, and then they have this house. It's a big house, and they call it the Admiral Perry Inn, the bed and breakfast. And I guess his mother actually used to live in the home when he was a little boy, so he actually lived there for a short time before he moved. But this inn was the one I was saying that originally they had said it was a 7 or 8 year old girl that was haunting the place. So I contacted her. We went up there to check the place out, and that's where we caught some great EVPs. We also caught a really cool thermal image that I'll show you here in a second. That after we caught this image, a guy from the local newspaper actually was following our page and saw that image, so he did an article on us in the newspaper, a 2,000-word article on
Nice.
basically because of this image. I don't know if you can see that or
Yeah,
not.
I can see it.
Um, so like you see a head
Yep.
up here and torso and the legs are down. Um, this is thermal, so the blue and black area is this is all cold. Whatever this is colder
Yep.
than the room temperature. And that was caught standing in a doorway. So that was a pretty cool thing. And all night long we had been asking how many spirits are with us. We kept hearing 3 was what we had heard. Donna, the owner, had said that there's like 7 or 8 is that what she's been told. That night we kept hearing 3. We made contact with Abigail, who was the woman that's seen walking across the windows. It actually said, Abigail once, and then when we were talking about Abigail, you hear it says, this is me, and then there's also they believe the house is part of the Underground Railroad,
Yep.
and they've seen a little boy around 8 to 10 years old, um, slave boy that they see running back and forth between rooms, and we
Wow.
caught on our still camera right at the bottom of the camera, like something run right across the screen, and it was super super fast. It wasn't just something floating across. It was like that, really really fast.
Okay.
So I think so, and then we'd also had heard that there was a man had come through, and I kept saying I think there's a man here as well. And then we captured that thermal image. So I think we made contact with the 3 that had said that there's 3 there. So that was pretty neat.
Nice.
Yeah, that was really good. And then
Mill Agent's house.
yeah,
That's where I have been physically touched.
the Mill Agent's
There.
house. Yeah, that's the one up in Vassalboro where it's on A&E's My Ghost Story. Tony was what, your hair, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something brushed against her hair. We captured some really good EVPs out of there. One of the first times I was there, I actually heard sound like two or 3 kids running around upstairs where they supposedly this kid's seen. It's also at the mill agent's house. It's the mill agent's house of a big mill. It's called the Bean Woolen Mill Factory. That's empty now. We had access to that too, and we were down there. And my brother's wife actually, I was walking behind her, and I saw her hair piece was kind of hanging down. It was
Okay.
like all pulled down. I was hanging off her head. I said, "Oh, your hair piece is coming out," and so she fixed it. We went about our business, and later on when we were listening to EVPs, right before I started telling her about her hairpiece, captured an EVP that said, "Put your hair down and I'll pull it."
Oh,
So
wow,
that was
that's
pretty weird. And that
nice.
thing was her hairpiece was hanging down. So that was pretty impressive. We also had we
The
did
cigar lounge. We had
we
hair
did
pulling too.
yeah, we had hair pulling at the cigar lounge in Bridgeton, Maine, which was the old Bridgeton Hospital. There's a
Nice.
lot of smoke smell up there.
Spurs in the basement.
You know, had some. Oh, we had almost like boot spurs walking across the floor, as we had a camera in the basement, so you could actually hear. It sounded like boots. It sounded like a spur. You know the noise a spur
Yep.
will make. So it sounded like somebody walking upstairs with spurs on their boots.
That was a cool EVP.
Yeah,
Very cool EVP.
that was really cool. Bray's Brew Pub in Naples, we captured quite a few things there. There's this one particular room where women don't feel very comfortable there in that one room, and almost like something's, a perverted ghost is kind of messing with them. And I had said, "Do you like the girls?" And we captioned EVP that said, "They like me." So that was pretty awesome. That was pretty good. I just got goosebumps saying that, so that was cool.
I
And
like
then another
Bray's.
one was Milton, New Hampshire. We did a private home. Upon investigation of the location, I had come across a guy, Leon, somebody or other, I can't remember the name now, but he had been hit by a train just out front of where their house was back in 1920 or something.
Wow.
He got hit by a train and dumped into the water literally right across the road from their house. And so I thought maybe this has something to do with what's going on in their house. But I think we figured out it was more than likely it was the client's. Hey, Roger, how are you?
Hey
Hey,
everybody, sorry
Roger.
I'm late, but I was out. My daughter's having some problems, and so
Oh, it's okay. I
hey,
would.
family issues always come first, people.
So this location. So we had figured out basically it was the client's mother that had passed away that we think had been doing everything in his house. But we also went down to the railroad tracks. Like I said, it's literally, I don't know, maybe 100 feet from the house. And we were down there, and Phil and Tim, and we were filming, and we captured this out of nowhere. It's not through a spirit box or anything else. Three of us heard a full sentence, and like, holy smokes, I just heard a full sentence, and we didn't know what it was. And then later on, we're going through the EVPs. We captured, it sounded like an old man, and he's saying, what was it he said? Jeez. I am see-through, but I see you, though.
Oh,
So that was
wow.
pretty
Was that a
crazy.
disembodied sentence?
What's that?
Was it a disembodied voice in the
Yes.
sentence, just
Yes.
out loud?
Right out loud, and three of us heard it when it happened. We couldn't make out what it had said. We knew we heard a full sentence. And
Mostly, you only get a word. Disembodied voice is usually like maybe one word.
yeah, I wish I had loaded that up for you so I could show you, but it's on our I think it's episode 5 that we have. I think we have 9 episodes right now on our Facebook. I think it's episode 5. It's Milton, New Hampshire. But yeah, it says I am see-through, but I see you though, and it sounds like an old man saying it, and that was a pretty good EVP. So and
It's nice to catch
I wasn't
sentences.
expecting that at all down there. So
Now, Dan and Casey, any locations come out to you that you like the best? Maybe one of your favorites.
We want to go with the groups long to do a few of the investigations with Toby and Tony. We didn't get to go down to Milton, New Hampshire. I really wish I would have made that one. But that was a little far for us. It was hard of us to get that far. If you ask me, my favorite one so far, I would have to say it was the old cinema in Augusta. Yeah, just being there alone was fun.
Yeah.
People behind it and trying to get some. I don't think we did get a lot of activity there though.
We
Although
didn't get much.
the Ovilus, when Tim had his Ovilus working, that was pretty interesting.
Right.
In the theater, there's the projection room, and it sits on top of the balcony way back. And as soon as we got there, Tim was like, "Hey, you want to try my Ovilus?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's try it out." I know I felt really heavy in that projection room, so why not? As soon as we get it on and I start going in there, I think the first thing I got was a name, and I think the name was Alan. Do you remember?
I thought it was Travis.
No, it wasn't Travis. Anyway, so we got a name, and then it said Shock. Now, in the projection room was an old fuse panel. Like, we're talking knob and tube fuses that you actually have to screw in. And it said Shock. And I'm like, Shock. Now, did you have an accident here? Did you get shot here? Were you hurt? And it said, almost. I'm like, wow. And I told Tim about the responses I was getting, so he immediately joined me on this. And after asking a few more questions, it said something about being friend. And, we were explaining, we're friendly, we just want to talk, we want to hear your story, this and that. After that, it kind of went dead after that.
Yeah.
And then, as obvious, ended up breaking for the rest of the night. But that was really the...
We break up.
That was really intense.
There's the footsteps too.
Oh, the footsteps,
We were in
yes.
the basement, and
Oh, that was a good one, yeah.
I heard footsteps. Like, we weren't technically supposed to go where we were. I heard footsteps above us, and I'm like, hey, somebody's coming. So we run out of there and come upstairs and heard the theater. So we asked them if they had come closer to the stairs, and they hadn't. Well, the woman who was giving us the tour said she was that way probably about 2 minutes prior.
Mm-hmm.
But this was like, 15, 30 seconds.
Oh, and the footsteps were very clear. Although we didn't catch them on either the voice recorder or the camera that we were filming on, and couldn't enhance it enough. All three of us heard it. Me, Tim, and Casey. All of us heard it.
Nice.
And we spent what, a good 10 minutes trying to debunk that, thinking
That's
that it was
right.
one of us.
That's right.
So
yeah, they were upstairs. We were using the walkies, and they told us when they were walking in the vicinity, and we couldn't hear it.
No. They were loud footsteps. I thought we were going to get in trouble.
Honestly, I really wish you could catch that on a voice recorder or something, because that was really, really intense.
I always get those EVPs that say, I'm standing right behind you.
Oh.
I had one. Well, I had one of those. You find a tape now. It was on an analog tape. I was at an apartment, and I asked, "Where are you hiding at?" And it said, "Right behind you."
Yeah, it just says my name, Christina. I'm standing right behind you, and I'm like, oh, okay. That's great. Yeah.
That's when you turn around and go, "Whoa."
I know, right? Or I'll be talking to my friend who I Skype with a lot, and she has amazing abilities. And she's like, Christina, he's right next to you. And I'm like, you can see him? And she goes, yep, he's right next to you. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, that's just great. But, hey, Roger, you made it for the second half. We're going to be talking about all those
the haunted ranking.
Yeah. Well, but first, let me ask you guys, M.A.R.S. You mentioned you're also signing with Haunted Productions for a new series on Amazon. So you want to tell us about this?
Sure. Haunted Production right now has, I think it's 22 teams that they've signed. That basically we try to. They want people that keep it real, not so much like the ghost hunters and rehearsed stuff. They want filming the boring parts of the investigation. Get a lot of history on the places and stuff like that.
They're worldwide, actually.
Yeah, it's going to be worldwide. So Eric Perry is the producer of Haunted Productions, and he signed us 3 or 4 weeks ago, I guess.
That's awesome.
So we actually went, since we had all that evidence at the Admiral Perry Inn, we actually went back there 2 weeks ago and did an investigation, and that's going to be our first video for Haunted Productions. And what it will be is on Amazon, and if people has Amazon Prime, they can watch the video for free. If you don't have Amazon Prime, I think it's $1.99 to rent the movies.
Yeah.
They have to be 1080 HD. They got to be able to convert to other languages because it's worldwide, so it can go all over the world. People can rent them. So we're excited about it, and really look forward to doing this chapter of it. I do the producing of our videos prior. I've done all the producing for our videos, and it would take me 10 hours sometimes to go through and make a video to make it look good, something that I was proud of. And now I'm up to 23 hours on this one. I'm not done yet. So.
Oh, wow.
And this one's an hour long, where the other ones were about 20 minutes long, half hour long. So yeah, it's exciting though. It's fun. I enjoy doing it, and I think we're lucky to have signed on with them, and it gives us a little bit of credibility.
Oh, absolutely.
In the next few months, it's supposed to be going on to Netflix and Hulu as well. So anybody that has subscriptions, those can watch our stuff for free. So that's pretty cool.
That's amazing. Congratulations, you guys.
Right.
Thank you.
That really is something, Do you have anything on YouTube now as far as any of your investigations, or?
Well, we have, like I said, on Facebook it would be the better ones.
Okay.
We have 9 investigations on Facebook, and you go right to our video section. You can see them all. We do have a YouTube page. It's Maine Afterlife Research Society. There is a few videos on there. We did Tony and I did one for local Maine haunts, and we went around in one day. We didn't do actual investigations. We just took the viewers to certain places throughout the state of Maine that's haunted. We gave a little bit of history on it. So we went to the Poland Spring Resort, where the owner supposedly haunts the place up in Route 26 in Poland. And then we went to the Route 26 Hitchhiker, which people say they see a young woman in a white dress, like they do everywhere else. That story that everybody has.
Yeah.
So it's a Route 26 Hitchhiker. And then we went down to
famous, well-known cemetery, Anderson Cemetery.
Yeah, went to Anderson Cemetery, which is one of the most haunted cemeteries in the state of Maine. It's known for cars being moved a little bit, people getting a lot of EVPs out of there, and shadows being seen. Then we went over to the Brown Cemetery, where these 2 little girls had drowned in a well, as the story goes, and that they see them dancing around the graveyard in the dawn hours of the morning. And then we went to the old red church in Standish, Maine, and that place is huge. It was awesome, but they hear things inside there, like people walking around. They've had a lot of investigations in there. And then we went to Parsonsfield Seminary, which has been on a few of the haunted shows before, where they hear kids running around and see shadows. But we did all that in one day. We basically started at, we just kind of decided last minute, and we dropped our son off to school, and then we went and did that, and took up, I don't know, probably 8 hours, just driving around, made this huge loop around, and that was a lot of fun. So you can find that video on YouTube. We have a couple other small videos on YouTube as well, but
we'll definitely have to check that out.
Yeah, the majority of our cool stuff and real good evidence stuff is on Facebook. I just thought it seems easier for people to watch it. People see it on Facebook and they just click on it and watch it, versus YouTube. You got to go search for it, or sometimes people don't trust the link when they see it, and so I decided, we're going to do things on Facebook primarily. And we have, some of our videos have had over 1,700 views. People watched our stuff, and that's actually how Eric Perry, the producer of Haunted Productions, saw one of our videos, and that's why he had contacted us, because we have a really cool beginning. We got our own theme music. A friend of mine does music, and so he wrote a thing for us, and so he does the song for us for our videos.
It's exciting,
that's
isn't
really
it?
Cool. I'll give a shout out to him. It's Scott Hollow from Auburn, Maine.
Nice.
So super talented guy. But yeah, it's come a long ways, really. Since, like I said, we just started this in October, and we've done a lot with it. We got 2,300 likes on Facebook. We actually, I think, don't quote me now. The Ghost Hunters, the TV show, went to Fort Knox in Maine, and they did a live investigation for Halloween night.
Yeah.
But besides them, I think we were the first group to do a live investigation in the state of Maine, and that was at the Admiral Perry Inn. We did a live broadcast, and it went over well. I mean, we had like 60 people or something watching live while we're doing our video, and it was awesome. And then the next morning I had like 5 or 6 other teams ask me, how did you guys broadcast live? So I set them all up and showed them how to do it and everything. And so now everybody up here now does it. So we haven't been doing it very much anymore. But
I want to ask you guys a question, and this is
I'm
probably
sorry,
it's probably kind of skipping away from where you're at right now. But the theory is, and everybody wants to do their investigations at night. Why? Because they can use the lovely hour lights and the whole, all the fancy stuff. But in your opinion, and you've done this a while, I believe that you have just as much activity, sometimes even more during the daytime than you do at night. And everybody all wants to go at night,
Right. Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
what's your opinion on
I
that?
agree with that. Like just what Toby was saying about that whole video that we did about the local Maine haunts, we did that all during a whole day.
Yeah. And, Timmy, the excitable one we were talking about earlier, he gets pretty excitable, but him and Phil are always pushing for us to stay till 3 o'clock in a place. Well, I got a full-time job and I work 50 hours a week. She's got to get
Right.
up early and go to work, so it's like we typically we get to places at like 6 at night and we'll do, like an interview with the client and we'll film the location and then we start doing setup around 7:30 or so and then we start investigating by 8 at night. And a lot of times we're done by 11, 12 at night, and we head home, And
Actually, yeah, we really aren't like an up all night investigation kind of team.
No,
not at all.
not to say that we won't do that sometime,
Right.
but I don't think, like you said, Roger, I don't think that's something that has to happen. I don't think it has to be
Right.
3 o'clock in the morning. I mean, the Admiral Perry place is a good example of that, is because both times we've been there, by 10 o'clock, the whole place just quiets right down. It's like everybody goes to bed, It's pretty crazy. I mean, we get there, we get hammered for the first hour and a half, 2 hours we're there. We're getting all kinds of crazy stuff happening. And actually, the last time we were there, which was just a couple weeks ago, I had the little boy spirit, I think it was, sat on my knee and completely drained me of all my energy, where I ended up having to leave the room because I thought I was going to puke, basically. I thought I was going to throw up. And that's never happened to me before, so that was pretty awesome. But that was early on. That was one of the first things we did. And by 10:30, it was quiet as a church mouse in there. So
Yeah.
I think you're right, Roger, for sure. And it probably depends on the location as well, too. But.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I think, and actually, one of the Ghost Hunters episodes, they did show where they had went to do a reveal and it was daytime and stuff was happening while they were there doing their reveal.
Right.
So, and I think a lot of it depends on the spirit too, Do they want to come out during the day and fool around, or do they want to wait till after dark when you turn your camera on? Your night camera's on and whatever. And they have a sense of humor. So, yeah, they liable to come out during the daytime and go, yeah, you don't get to use your night shot camera now, do you?
A theory that I was mentioning, Bill, our cameraman, he's got a few different YouTube shows that he does and hosts, and he's been doing this for 30 years or more, and he's always in this conspiracy theory stuff, he's always in alien stuff or whatever else, but he's been pushing this theory on me that maybe the ghost that we're seeing is a whole other dimension, and to them we're ghosts as well. We're doing things and we're moving things, and it's just a whole other time portal dimension sort of thing. And
it's like that movie.
That's a lot for me to wrap my head around. But
Hey, Roger, do you have your watch link on?
I'm sorry.
You have the watch link on? Because I hear an echo.
No, I don't.
Okay, I don't know why I keep hearing echoes.
Yeah, I was wondering that too, but no, I don't.
Yeah, I don't know how to get rid of it. What's that?
I can hear him better when he's closer to the camera.
Yeah.
I've never seen that movie, The Others. That's kind of like,
Yes,
right.
I seen that.
How they were the spirits, or they were the living.
Right.
Yes.
Other people
Right,
were
Nicole
there.
Kidman, I think. Yeah.
So it's like a whole turnaround, 180.
Yeah.
I don't know why this echo's coming in, because I don't have the player or nothing on over there.
Yeah, I don't know why I hear it. I just I don't know what to do about it, but
Maybe it's my microphone. Let me hold it over here more. Is that better? Maybe? I don't know.
all right, now, Toby, what's your rating scale? What's this haunted scale you're telling me about?
Hold that for a second. Well, so we wanted to, now that we're doing these videos for Amazon, we wanted to set up a rating scale for the locations that we go to, just so that people can get an idea as to the severity of what we had happen there. So Tony here is Irish, and I've always been really interested in the whole Irish folklore and the whole, Ireland and everything. That's one place I always thought I'd want to go to. And then, I met her, 3 years ago, and now, we talk about maybe we'll go over there someday. But I wanted to incorporate part of her heritage into what we're doing,
Nice.
So Tony and I sat down and came up with some ideas, and I wanted to describe, the different levels of haunts, basically. So
what we found there. Also, the history of the place, all tied together of what our expectations were to going into a place. So it's all tied together in the rating scale that we have.
Okay.
So this is the rating scale. I don't know if you can see that or not, but you see it goes, green, yellow, what is it? Green, blue, yellow, orange, and red.
Yep.
So that's hard to read. But, so the first one is Kelpie, is the Celtic sea monster.
Okay.
Basically, it would be if we went into a place and we didn't find any paranormal activity at the time of the investigation, or no personal or any evidence found during review. It can be an indication that maybe the spirit or entity was left or was not present at the time of the investigation. That doesn't mean that location is not haunted, but if we got little to no action in the place, say, we would rate that a Kelpie. And then the next one up would be Slaw, which is the dead Irish sinner. And on our videos, I'm going to go, when we decide on which one we're doing, I'm pulling it out and I show what it is and what it all means. But Slaw, the dead Irish sinner, is low activity present, 2 or less EVPs found during the evidence review, and less than 2 personal experiences with no photo or video evidence found.
Yep.
And then the next one is Banshee, Irish wailing ghost, and we can talk about these after, a little bit.
Yep. Yep. No, that's fine. Definitely have information on them.
Yeah, so that would be like a moderate activity present, multiple personal experiences during the investigation, visually seeing and hearing things, 3 more EVPs at least 1 or more photo evidence. So that would be like a mid-level haunt type thing, it would be a Banshee. Doulahan, which is what we're going to be rating the Admiral Perry Inn at. The Doulahan. Doulahan is the Irish headless horseman. Heavy activity present, multiple personal experiences, including being touched, scratched, pushed, several voices, sounds audible by ear, objects being moved, several photo, video evidence, 6 or more EVPs, and intelligent responses, which I think that's a big thing too, is intelligent responses, that they're communicating with you and they're able to answer your questions.
Exactly.
And even ask you questions back. I think there's a lot of times we go into places and it's a residual haunting where it's just, it's like an old movie just replaying over and over and over again at the location. So people, hey, I keep seeing something out of the corner of my eye over there all the time, it's the same spot or whatever, That could be residual. Versus
the cinema, we thought it would be like that.
Yeah, like that Augustus, the cinema up in Augusta, I think would qualify as more like a residual haunting, like the same things happening over and over again. And then the last one, the most severe activity, the active location, would be Baylor, the Celtic Demon King. Severe activity present, possibly an inhumane, demonic, or active demon haunting presence, violent attacks such as deep scratches and pushes, objects being moved, see and hear multiple things that cannot be explained. And honestly,
that's the extreme.
That's the extreme, and honestly, we haven't come across that yet.
No.
So that's the rating, and basically it gives people kind of like a color code and and an easier way to say, oh wow, that place was way more active than the other place was, you know. Um,
Okay.
it's something new that we're doing with our videos for Amazon. So
Well, that's pretty cool. Well, I took the liberty of getting some information at each one of those.
yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to talk about them for a little bit.
sure.
Roger, do you have your info on you?
I have it. Let me pull this up.
Come on, Roger.
I
Ooh, I do.
was gonna say, Roger, why don't you take us into what a Kelpie, the
uh,
Celtic sea monster is?
you guys have to forgive me because my pronunciation of words sometimes is a little out there.
Well, tell us
Gaelic
where you're
is
from,
hard.
Roger. You're from Tennessee, right?
I'm
Yeah.
from Tennessee. I'm a
See?
hillbilly.
He's
Uh,
got a different
Yes,
accent.
Tennessee and Gaelic are
but
probably pretty far
uh,
apart.
a Kelpie or Celtic sea monster. A Kelpie is a shape-changing aquatic spirit of Scottish legend. Kelpies are said to haunt rivers and streams, usually in the shape of a horse. But beware, these are malevolent spirits. The Kelpie may appear as a tame pony beside a river. It is particularly attractive to children, but they should take care, for once on its back, its sticky magical hide will not allow them to dismount. Once trapped in this way, the Kelpie will drag the child into the river and then eat him. Eh.
Ooh.
Nice.
These water horses can
Very
also
nice.
appear in human form. They may materialize as a beautiful young woman, hoping to lure a young man to their death. Or they might take on the form of a hairy human lurking by the river, ready to jump out at unsuspecting travelers and crush them to death in a vice-like grip. Kelpies can also use their magical powers to summon up a flood in order to sweep a traveler away to a watery grave. The sound of a Kelpie's tail entering the water is said to resemble that of thunder. And if you are passing by a river and hear an unearthly wailing or howling, take care. It could be a Kelpie warning of an approaching storm.
So
That's
these
weird.
are water legends, like
Mm-hmm.
a water horse. What's that echo? It's driving me nuts.
I don't know, but I don't have the thing on, so I don't know where it's coming from.
Yeah. Well, I guess I have mine paused, but I don't know where it's coming from either. That's got to be it. It's gone now. No, it's not.
No, I ain't.
God damn it. All right, so a Kelpie. So that's considered the lowest form of your rating.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, there's a lot. All these creatures are not real nice for sure. But we were trying to find, you know, something. You know, you think of the Kelpie, and it's an aquatic seahorse, and it's not so scary compared to some of the other stuff. So,
Oh, absolutely. But they eat the children and lure the men
other
into
than
their death.
eating the children, but don't hold that against them, right?
Uh, all right. Well, next we have the sloth. Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Mhm.
slaw. Let me say something real quick too on the
Sure.
slaw, because Dan actually brought up a good point to me, and we had a discussion about it. He thought that the slaw should be higher than the banshee, and my theory on the slaw is, the slaw is he's a bad dude, but in my mind, and I'm reading, you know, from reading about him and everything else, is he's basically like a mindless, you know, he's got no self thinking on his own, you know what I mean? Where a banshee can do a lot of things, you know, that she can take control of. So
Right. Well,
anyway, but yeah, go ahead on
my
the
thought
slaw.
was that the Banshee was more demonic or something. So I brought it up to Toby and Tony, saying, you know, when I read this and I'm just researching about the Banshee and the Slaw, that maybe they should be swapped in the rating system. But they made a really good point about the Banshee and the Slaw, where the Banshee seems to be more of an intelligent type of
Yeah.
spirit, where the Slaw is more, like
Yeah, that's
Toby
what I meant
says,
to say.
mindless, completely deliberate of what's going on. So when they mentioned that to me, I was like, "Ah, that makes a lot more sense." So
Don't the
Yeah.
man supposed to show up like when a person dies or just before they die or
With the
Right,
something
the
like
Banshee?
slaw. Yeah, the slaw.
like
What
a
happened on the
warning or
slaw
something?
was
Or
Yeah.
the slaw comes from the west most of the time, and a lot of the natives in Scotland would keep the west side of their window shut when the deceased is dying, so the slaw don't have the chance to actually come in and capture them. I thought that was pretty interesting.
yeah,
The slaw also, I did read a lot about the whole mindless portion of it too. Um, Not very intelligent.
The slaw isn't?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, let's see. The Slaw, a well-known name along with old lands of Celtic Ireland and Celtic Scotland, a name that's brought terror into hearts of dying souls as they lay on their deathbed, just like you were saying, praying that all the doors and windows are tightly bound against the fierce and dreaded Slaw, praying that death would come swiftly,
Uh-oh.
that they escape the evil clutches of the unforgiven dead. Now, stories of the Slaw and exactly who or what they really were date back to thousands of years ago. Stories handed down from father to son, from daughter. Tales differ slightly, but the core of the story is spine-chilling. After reading this tale, a shadow will never be just a shadow ever again. Ooh. Right? Ooh. Long ago, in a time when witches and demons were rampant, fairies and druids dwelled among the living. Magic and potions were the practiced medicines of the people. The gods were feared, and death was but another life. A time when the world was new, everything and anything was possible. Tales of the Slaw describe them as souls of the dead, souls of the darkest sinners, souls so evil that not even hell would burn them. The eternal flame of the underworld spat their rotten souls from its amber tongue. Souls so black from mortal sin that the earth rejected their very presence. The evil souls were destined to soar like a flock of mangled birds together for eternity, never to set foot nor claw upon the ground.
Slog at him.
So basically, the Slaw, a Celtic word meaning host, continued to practice their wicked ways even in death. It is told the Slaw would watch over dwellings where a dying person resided. So you're talking about deathbed, in the hope of stealing their soul. The demonic spirits would drift on a westerly wind. Should a door or window be left slightly ajar, the evil souls would look like dark shadows over the dying. Eerie whispers filling the room while the demons sucked the weakening souls from their dying body. The stolen spirit, captured within the flock, terrified screams would echo through the shadows long into the night, engulfed by the unforgiven dead, forever to roam the night skies, eternally damned, innocent or evil, any soul would do. That's interesting.
Tony and Tony come up with this rating system, and I was reading all the historics of these different categories. Intrigued the legend behind them. So very intriguing stuff.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
It is very, very cool.
Now, I thought the Slaw, I could be totally wrong, but I thought when I get a picture of them, they're like these bat bird-looking things. Like they're everywhere. It's like just a flock of them.
a slaw or sloth?
No, not a sloth. The sloth. I could be wrong, but I could have sworn I did a post on them.
What comes to mind? I'm not thinking something you look poopy.
You're right, though. I did read that.
Right, just a bunch of them. It's like they're just black things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I thought it was.
Creepy looking dudes.
All right. Crazy.
Like a Dementor, maybe.
And it's ironic that the gentleman there was just talking about the Banshee because we have a little bit on the Banshee.
Yeah. Go for it.
A Banshee is a female spirit in Ireland who will wail outside a home to warn of an imminent death of a family member. Her wails are high-pitched and terrifying that nobody will dare to attempt to see her. According to legend, there are a few banshees that relish in taking a life. She will stalk her victim wailing and screaming at them to the point that the victim goes insane or die. It has been told that the Banshee has ripped many a brave man to death with her bare hands. She does attach herself to families, usually with an O or a MC in the surname, such as O'Brien or McNeil, etc., and she does indeed foretell a death in the family. The Banshee does not bring death, but warns that death is near, and this gives the family a chance to prepare. It is not necessarily a violent death that may occur and may even be of a family member that has lived to 106 years of age. She is considered an escort to ensure that the loved one passes safely to the other side. The Banshee may sometimes only be heard keening, an Irish word used to describe the wailing that women used to do over the body of a deceased person to ward off evil spirits. When the Banshee decides to appear, she may take the form of the following: an old woman dressed in black with long gray hair and covering her face with a veil, an old woman with long white hair, red eyes, and dressed in a green dress, a deathly pale woman with long red hair dressed in a white dress, sometimes a shroud, or a beautiful woman wearing a shroud, a beautiful woman with silver white hair wearing a long shimmering silver dress, or a headless woman naked from the waist up and carrying a bowl of blood. Yummy. So, as I said, I had heard that they were like supposed to be a warning of impending death, or letting you know that you got a loved one that's about to die, so you can get ready, to do whatever. Don't remember the part about them leading the deceased to the other side or whatever, but it's all interesting. Okay, I've lost sound. Um, you guys hear me? Because I can't hear anything. Okay. No.
Can anybody hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, now I hear you. I don't know what was going on there.
It was my fault.
Somebody mute me, or?
That was my fault. I was trying to get rid of the echo, and I kind of shut their sound off.
Everybody?
But you hear us now, right?
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. That was me. All right, so I guess I understand where Dan's coming from, where the slaw and the Banshee may want to be reversed, because the slaw seems a lot more meaner than the Banshee. But I don't know. Maybe you guys have the right idea for the way it is now. What's
I was thinking more like the
But-
intelligence of it,
the intelligence? Yeah,
Right.
Because that's what we're looking for mostly.
gotcha.
Right. Intelligent responses and that sort of thing. So I was thinking, she does seem a lot less fierce than the slaw, but we just felt like it was the intelligent aspect of it, and the way she went about to get her victims and stuff. So
yeah.
Now the Dullahan, is that how it's pronounced?
Dullahan.
Irish headless horseman. And then you have the Baylor, which is the last one. So this would be even more intelligent than the Banshee?
That, and I just thought it looked cool.
Nice. Well, I don't even know what a Dullahan is, so we're going to see real quick here.
It's pronounced Dullahan.
Dullahan, okay.
Dullahan.
Dullahan, gotcha, thank you. It is said that after sunset on certain festivals and feast days, one of the most terrifying creatures in the spirit world, the Dullahan, can be riding a magnificent black stallion across the countryside. Wherever he stops, a mortal dies. That's awesome.
I love the Doulahan story.
Isn't that awesome?
It's
A nice
pretty-
magnificent.
Well, it might not be awesome if you're the mortal where it stops at.
I know, right?
You know.
Well, I'm thinking here now of the Grim Reaper. I love the Grim Reaper. So you're talking
Right.
about the Black Stallion. You're talking about, the
Showing
clad
up
in
in
flowing
victims.
black robes. The Doulahan has no head on his shoulders. He carries it with him in his hand. And because he is endowed with supernatural sight, he will hold the head up high. This allows him to see great distances even on darkest nights. Nice. But beware, watching him pass by, you'll be punished by either having a bucket of blood thrown in your face, or you might be struck blind in one eye. The biggest fear of all, however, is if he stops wherever you are and calls out your name, this will draw out your soul and you'll no longer be among the living. Unlike the Banshee, which is known to warn of an immediate death, in certain families the Doulahan does not come to warn. He is a definite harbinger of someone's demise, and there exists no defense against him, except perhaps an object made of gold. For some reason, the Doulahan has an irrational fear of gold, and even a tiny amount may be enough to frighten him off. The headless Doulahan, which means dark man, riding his mighty charger and using a human spine for a whip. Oh, that's awesome. And while this is the way he most often described in some parts of Ireland, he drives a black coach drawn by a team of 6 black horses. They travel so fast that the friction from their hooves is said to set the hedges on fire along the sides of the road. And no matter how firmly they are locked, all gates fly open to let the Doulahan through. Yeah, I'd say he should be right where he is.
So that guy means business.
Yeah, you got that right. That's amazing. A human spine for a whip. That is awesome.
Yeah, and it's cool if he wants to ride on by. I won't look at him, but if he stops, I'm running up and be like, "Dude, run!" Ain't hanging around for that.
Great similar story to the Headless Horseman, but all on its own is a really more intense, honestly, if you ask me.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. That's amazing. All right, Roger, hit us with the last one. The very last
Okay,
one.
this is the Baylor Celtic Demon King. Baylor is the demonic god of death in Celtic mythology. These were a race of gigantic warriors who liked nothing better than to invade somewhere, pillage it, and then gloat horribly. Baylor had one huge leg, and with his one evil eye could kill someone just by peering at them. But he usually kept it closed to avoid tripping over dead bodies all the time.
That's awesome.
Well, I'm sorry, but his one huge leg probably made it a little awkward walking anyway. But just saying. Okay. Sporting one eye and a single gigantic leg, the evil creature was king of the Ormeri demons who lived in the dark depths of lakes and seas. Belor can kill someone just by staring at them with his evil eye, so he kept it closed most of the time so as not to constantly be tripping over dead bodies. The god of death would provide his Ormeri with victims, but the evil race was left to their own devices when Belor was killed by his own son Lug, who shot him with a slingshot. Now the Ormeri have returned to their waters and transformed into sea monsters who prey on humans. Now,
Yes.
you got the poor guy here with the big leg, so to speak. You know, and he keeps his one eye shut so he don't trip over bodies while he's waddling on his big leg through the, I'm sorry, it's probably not meant to be funny, but it just strikes me that way.
Yeah, we chose Baylor for for the final one just because he's listed as the Celtic Demon King. He's able to kill somebody just by looking at him. Just being the Demon King, we thought that would be
That'd be the
what would
last.
suffice him being the top guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you don't watch what you're doing, he'll take that big leg off, wear your ass out with it. I'm just saying, but no.
Now, have you guys ever come across any demonic cases?
Not me.
No, really, no. Nothing that I can recall of anything, real major at all. No.
Yeah.
We're
I
up for it,
consider
though.
that lucky
It's scary
because
to deal with.
Well, actually, our team founder did run across one entity that threw him 15 foot out a door into the yard.
Yeah.
And he says it was demonic. Now, I wasn't present at the time, so I don't know what it was. But other than that, we haven't run across anything like that either, so I consider it lucky,
The first investigation I ever went on was up in Milo, Maine. It was just a private residence, and no one else in our team really felt much or had anything really happen to them. But myself, when I first stepped through the threshold of the house, quickly I felt a real heavy presence on my chest, and the owner started going about talking about the place. And as I was standing there, something had come up and actually pushed me backwards right into my chest, enough so that I lost my balance. And that was like the most I've ever really been pushed or anything like that. Like I said, that was the first time I had gone too. So a lot of it I thought might have been just in my head, but no, I remember, and I had a witness see me almost fall over, and she's like, my brother's wife, and she says, "What were you doing in there?" And I was like, I got pushed. I got pushed backwards because she was laughing at me. She thought that I was just being goofy or something, I guess. So, but that we're definitely up for it, and Tony and I have done a lot of research on it, so that so we can protect ourselves if something like that, we do come across something like that,
Trying to find this picture, but I don't think I'm going to be able to find it fast enough. You ever come across any ectoplasm?
Nope.
I have this pic. I was at this place in New Hampshire. It was a residential, and it was definitely on the demonic side. And I actually got slimed. I was sitting on the floor, and we're doing EVPs, and all of a sudden, my pants were extremely soaked. And when I stood up, I have it all over my pants, and it came up through the floor. And then we had an EVP that validated, haha, I got you, type of thing.
No way.
Wow.
Yeah, and I have this pic. I'm just trying to find it now.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what did it look like?
I got slimed. I'm gonna bring it up. It was like slimy wet.
Slimed.
Yeah. It was on my butt. It was on my butt too. You know what I mean?
No,
So it got me right in my butt.
I've seen Ghostbusters, but other than that, I haven't read a lot about that. Is the actual. I've seen
happens.
some stuff on it, but yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I got it right here. I'm gonna
So that's
download it.
why I
And
was asking, what does it look like?
I'm gonna show you.
Like sticky goo, or
Yeah, it was sticky. It
was
was
it green like on Ghostbusters?
It was wet and sticky. It was really weird. You see me download it right now. I'll put it up on the. It was really weird.
Like Spangler, save stuff for me.
There it is, right on my butt. All right, it's downloading. Let's use this wonderful Hangout thing here.
You did save something to get it analyzed, right? I'm just saying, I would have.
Right.
All right. I'm going to show you the pic. Everyone's still there, right?
Oh yeah, we're here.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Because it looked like it paused for a minute.
We're waiting anxiously.
I know, right? I want to show you this pic. It was like it never happened to me before, and I was like, wow, and it was ectoplasm through the floor. The floor was not wet. The flow is dry. So
Wow.
where it came from, it's beyond me.
Well, that's the whole point. It just wanted to slime your
It
butt.
wanted to slime my butt.
Oh, you know.
Haha, I got you.
Yeah, and then we got an EVP that
Yeah.
said something like, all right, you ready?
We're waiting. We're
All
waiting.
right, so let's see, how do I do this, Roger?
You have to go into that toolbox and
In the toolbox. Oh,
go
here it
down
is. Ready?
there.
All
Go
right,
down
here it
there
is.
where you add a picture. Okay, you froze on me. You're not moving anymore.
I can see you.
Oh no!
You and I are both moving. I don't see anybody else moving.
Don't do this to me.
I can see it.
All right, here we go. I can't see it.
No.
I'm waiting for the picture. All I see is her frozen
All right,
leg.
hold on.
Huh?
My computer's freezing. Bear with me 1 second.
Yeah.
My plugin likes to stop for no reason. All right, so you guys, oh, there it is. You see it?
No.
I don't
Not
see.
yet.
Bam. You don't see it?
Nope.
No.
You see my screen?
I
Nope.
see your
No,
frozen
it's all black.
face.
Oh, you see my frozen face? All right, there's my face. Ready?
No, I don't see it.
Bam. See it now?
Nope.
No, I see a black screen.
I don't see anything but the black screen there.
Black screen.
Frozen face.
I see me in the screen.
Can't tell.
I see you guys, but when she puts that up, all I see is the black screen.
Yeah, that's all I see is black screen.
Really? Do you see my face now?
Nope.
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 You don't even
That's
see my face?
Now I don't. Just
Nope.
black screen. Now I see you again. Okay, you have to you go down there.
Can you see that, Roger?
Yeah.
That was the picture we captured at the Admiral Perry Inn that we were talking about earlier.
You have to go down on the right side in the toolbox, and you have to click on that thing to add the picture.
Yeah, it's already added.
Okay, then you have to save it down there.
All right,
Give it a name, like
did.
slime or whatever you want to call
I
it.
did. I called it slime, you psychic.
Okay, you click on it, it should come up. Oh, you have to turn it on. You did turn it on, right?
Yeah, it's on. I can see my butt in it.
Okay, I don't see nothing but a black screen.
Really? Aw. I'll have to email it to you guys.
Three
I mean,
watches.
Facebook it. Because I see it. It's on the screen, and then I see my face. There's my face. Here I am.
No.
You see me?
It just shows a black screen.
We still see your frozen face.
You see?
Except
Oh,
for
so
when
you
you
see my
talk.
frozen face.
When you
Yeah,
talk,
your
it's a
frozen
black
face.
screen.
Now I see your skeleton head with the rose on it.
All right. Hold on. Bear with me. All right. You see my face?
But we see the skeleton head.
You see the skeleton head.
Really? I can see myself. Wow.
Okay, if your skeleton head is showing in a little round circle, that means that your camera is turned on.
My camera's on, and I'm actually seeing myself.
Okay.
Must be paranormal.
Yeah, it does. Hey, you know what? It doesn't want me to show you my butt. It doesn't want me to show you the.
Hangouts parental controls.
See, that's what it is. You know, it would be improper for us to look at your butt. So it's not going to let us see your butt, you know,
Yeah.
slime or no slime.
Right?
Slime or no slime? Well, I will Facebook message it to Toby and to you so you guys can see it. Because I can
Definitely.
see me. I'm not frozen anymore.
All I saw was the skeleton head in the little circle.
That's what I see too.
Still?
Yeah, same here.
Wow.
Yep.
I am live. It's running. Oh, well.
I don't think it's going to work.
No, it's not going to work. The intentions were there.
Now, I would try it, but it won't let me do anything like that because you are the one in control here. So,
Yeah, I know.
I would try it. No, it won't let me, which I don't have the picture, but I'll just see if I can show anything. Um, I'm pretty sure it won't let me, but
The camera's on.
just for the fun of it, we'll try this. Uh,
Yeah, you can see me now.
Yeah, I can't.
ah, look at there.
Right?
Popeye.
Okay, now that's what I'm talking about. That's it should show up just like that.
Yeah, and that's what I'm showing. I'm seeing myself on the screen right now. It's
I didn't know I could show pictures on your
yeah.
event. Apparently I can.
Yep, yeah, you can.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, well, in that case, I have a picture I'll show you guys from a cemetery we did.
Let me send this to you, Roger, so you can see if you can put it
Okay,
up.
yeah, send it to me and I'll put it up there.
All
Now,
right.
this one is what we call Our Lady in Red. And let me see if it'll let me show it here.
Wow.
Is,
Oh, that's
Is that a
great.
fence in front?
is it going to let me show it? Okay, come back here.
Is that a fence in front?
Yeah, barbed wire fence.
Barbara.
Okay, now you see her face there, and there's
Yep.
her hair and everything. Actually, when we took this picture, there was nothing out there.
Hmm.
And my buddy was snapping pictures in in a random thing across, like this, and that showed up.
That's a good
Wow.
find right there. I like that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Wow, this don't let me. I sent it to you, Roger, but it's still doing the circle thing.
Okay, well, what you got to do is send me the picture. You can send it through Facebook or something like that, and
Yeah, I did.
I'll throw it up.
I sent it to you twice. There it is.
If
Go
you
ahead, go get it.
can,
Go
hold on.
get it.
Go get it.
I
Well, I
see it.
want you to see
Hold
this
on.
because this is like
Hold
the
on,
first time
hold
I've
on.
ever experienced something like that.
See,
And this is a house where they were getting the Trinity, the marks of three scratches, welts. You're talking about a place that was like it was bad.
No
Like it
kidding.
was really bad.
come on. Okay, that's trying to be a pain now.
See it on mine?
Back out of here. Come on.
Can you see it on mine?
Let's see.
Oh,
Yep, that's me. See it?
okay.
Now it won't let me out of here.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, your
That's
butt's wet.
ectoplasm.
Okay, did you see it?
Yeah, so you see it on the screen?
Okay, well, I actually have it now, and I can throw it up there.
All right, throw it up. Yep, that's it. That's ectoplasm. That came out of a dry rug.
Wow.
Crazy.
And let me find where it put it.
Did you save
Okay.
those pants?
Yeah, right? It was like, oh, you had to touch that part of my body?
There you go.
There it is. Bam. See it now?
Oh, there's clearer picture right there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. No kidding. Look at that.
Yeah, see it?
Oh, yeah.
That's the ectoplasm.
Yeah.
It was sticky, and it took a long time to dry. Like, it wouldn't dry. I had to actually wash it. It wouldn't, it was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be quite an experience.
Now, don't y'all let her kid you now. You saw that one spot there. She peed herself because she saw it.
Wrong part of the body.
Yeah. It just leaked out the back because you
I
were
know, it
sitting,
just leaked out the back.
yeah, 'cause you were sitting down. You guys eye pick and everything. That's really a cool picture.
But I
Right.
want to thank you guys all for coming on. I had a great time tonight. And Toby,
Yeah, no,
I
thank you.
definitely have a location for you that I will have your team come to. It's a 4-story house, and you'll get tons of evidence out of this house. So
Beautiful.
anytime you're ready,
Sounds
just
good.
let me know, and I'll set it up for you.
Yeah, I'll get together with you after this, and and we can talk it over, and I'd love for you to join us if you want to. You know, it'd be a good
Oh,
time.
absolutely. I would love that. I would love that.
I
Um,
appreciate you guys letting me join in with you. Sorry I got here a little late,
oh, that's okay.
but yeah, it was very interesting and a fun time, and I love stuff like this. You know,
Yeah. No,
uh,
it was fun.
paranormal is my thing. You know, if I'm not doing a show, I'm doing an investigation or I'm doing something because it's what I like, and
Right.
Yeah.
so I love to talk to other people, get their, find out about what they've been up to, get their ideas on things and all that kind of stuff. You know,
Hmm.
what works best for you, you know, and you may have tried something that I haven't, and that's how you learn things.
Vice versa. Right. Vice
Absolutely.
versa.
Absolutely. Well, good luck on your haunted productions there. I wish you all the best.
All right. Thank
Um,
you. Thanks for having us.
oh, very welcome. Roger, thank you for coming. Um,
Uh,
we
you're very
have
welcome.
yeah, Paranormal Graveyard next Monday, and we also have Beyond the Grave Radio on Thursday, so it's going to be
And
a busy
Ghost
week.
Stories on Wednesday.
Ghostly Stories on Wednesday. I'll be there if you want.
It's a busy.
Actually, this Friday, I have MPI Paranormal out of New York.
Okay. Well, I'll get with you after the show.
Real
Awesome.
quick. So,
Yeah, go
um,
ahead.
one more thing real quick. So we also, if anybody that's watching wants to actually meet up with us and meet us, we're going to be there's a paranormal conference going on, I believe it's October 16th in Freeport, Maine, and
Nice.
we'll be one of the groups there. We'll have a table set up where we're going to, have stuff going on. We're going to do a little workshop on studying EVPs and using Spirit Box for communications and that type of stuff, so people can actually, we'll tell them how we do things and evidence review and that type of stuff. And if anybody's interested in that sort of thing, I think it's like a $5 charge to come through the door. And
There is a event coming up in August the 26th at Old South Pittsburgh Hospital in South Pittsburgh, Tennessee. And
Mhm.
it's a COPD benefit show. And, well, it's actually a 2-night lockdown. It's going to be pretty awesome.
Cool, yeah.
Wow.
I think I
Definitely.
read about that
Guys
actually.
are interested, check into that. It runs through from the 26th through the morning of the 28th.
Oh wow, sounds interesting.
Mm.
So, and if people want to watch our videos, find us on Facebook, Maine Afterlife Research Society, and we've also got a website that they can find that off of Facebook, and they can click a link right there that goes to our website, and they can share a story with us through Facebook, or they can send us an email through our website. There's a spot there you can just click on to, tell us your story or whatever. So, thanks for having
Great.
us, you guys.
Oh,
Awesome.
thank you.
Thank
It
you.
was very nice meeting you guys.
You too.
All right, everyone have a good night, and we'll see each other online.
All right,
Thank
thanks.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
You guys.
Good night.
Thanks.